Man, is your wife angry all the time and nagging you constantly? If she is, well, it's probably because she's stressed out and you're probably the cause of her stress. Now, let me back up a little bit and just first tell you that I'm telling you this because this was my marriage. This was my relationship with my wife. She would be angry, she would be nagging, and it seemed constant. And it just got worse. And she started to pull away. She started to be physically in the room, but emotionally, who knows where. And for the longest time, any women that are watching this, you're probably like, no shit, Sherlock, as I share this with the guys. But guys, we're slow learners, and like Jesus says, those who have eyes see, those who have ears hear. We tend not to see, we tend not to hear, we tend to believe the stories that we've been told, that we've been taught. So if your wife is angry, if seems like she's nagging you all the time, I want to share with you just a possibility that maybe she's nagging at you because she's trying to get you to do something that is actually going to benefit you. And she's nagging at you because she actually cares about you. And she wants you to do something that will improve your health, your situation, whatever that may be. And for me, I work overnights. So, work overnights, come home, try and sleep during the day. It's a struggle. And so my wife would be constantly telling me, you need to sleep, you need to sleep. And I felt like, she's just trying to be my mother, and just getting annoyed and frustrated with her because she's telling me, you need to sleep, you need to do this, you need to do that, take care of yourself. And it wasn't until recent that I was listening to a podcast and and the comment was made that the guy had a perspective switch, and his perspective was my perspective, and his perspective switch is exactly what I needed, in that he realized that his wife was telling him, she was telling him the same thing, that he needed more sleep, for the simple reason that if he didn't get sleep, the likelihood of him dying early was much higher. So she was telling him, hey, you need more sleep, and he was getting frustrated, and just caused more tension. But the reality is, she was telling him that because she actually cared about him, and she wanted him to live longer, because she wanted to spend time with him. And again, any woman listening to this is probably like, no shit, Sherlock. But again, as men, we're slow learners. We don't see things clearly until we see them. And this is exactly what happened for me. I realized that, hey, my wife actually cares about me. She wants to spend time with me, but I'm not listening to her. I'm not helping her, and I'm causing her more stress. So she's nagging at me, I'm getting frustrated, and it's just constant chaos until I realized this. And men, if you're married, guess what? Your wife married you for a reason. And it wasn't just so she could be miserable. She married you because she actually enjoyed spending time with you. She loved you. And that's possible, again, but it's going to take some work. And some of the things you can do is, A, start listening to her when she's nagging at you. and see, just pay attention. What is she saying? And, as men, again, been there, done that. When she starts to nag, it's very easy to just be like, okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, whatever. And not actually listen. But when we actually listen, we can understand what she's telling us. We can understand, we can start to understand where she's coming from. And you'll probably see that, okay, what she's saying is something that is either going to benefit me, health-wise or whatever, or it's something that is going to take stress off of her. And guess what? That would benefit me. Her being less stressed would benefit me. And it'll benefit you. So I'm encouraging you guys to stop stressing your wife out. And we do that by listening. Again, women will be like, no shit, Sherlock. And guys will be like, I listen. And we don't really listen sometimes, a lot of times, until we actually start to listen and stop trying to fix their problems. If they're telling us to do something specific, hey, it's probably something we need to do. But if they're just telling us something, I did this for a long time too. My wife is stressed out about her own problems, and I start offering my advice and trying to fix it, and that's not what she wanted. Another tip for you. But men, if your wife is angry and nagging all the time, we need to A, start listening, B, maybe do what she's asking, and most importantly, switch our mindset and our perspective of, she's not actually just a nagging bitch. She's actually the wife that we married, that actually wants to spend time with us, that loves us, that cares about us. And her nagging is just calling us up to be better husbands, to be better fathers, to be better men. And when we don't listen, when we don't just simply do the thing that she's asking us to do, it's probably something very small and can be done really quickly. When we don't do that, we're causing her more stress. And the more stress she has, the more distance she puts between you and her. So stop stressing your wife out. And I can tell you, even in the past week, with this mind shift or perspective change, like my marriage has improved drastically. And for the first week in a long time, I feel like we are finally on the same page. And this morning, we had a big issue. And instead of me getting frustrated and blaming and whatever else I would have done in the past, I simply was calm. Let her work through her issue and just let her know that I loved her. And it was much better. It could have gone a lot worse. So stop stressing your wife out and start listening to her. Start doing the little things she's asking you to do, and pay attention to what she's asking, because chances are it's something that needs to be done more than once. And maybe you can start doing it before she starts asking, and that'll just make it even better for you. Remember, the Bible says that we love our wives when we love our wives, our spouses. That's actually coming back to us. Our love for them is the love for ourselves as well. Because remember, we are one. We become one flesh. So I don't know what you got going on in your life, but I'm sure that if your wife is angry and nagging and you are feeling distant, this will help you. And if you're struggling, I would encourage you to reach out to somebody. I will gladly have a conversation with you, help you through whatever challenge you're going through, but reach out to somebody to get a different perspective of what's going on in your marriage. Most guys don't do this. Most guys will simply continue down the path and think, oh, it's going to work out eventually. Or they go down a different path of say, she just is probably not the one. I can do better with somebody else. But guess what? You're going to continue your same habits, your same patterns with somebody else, and you're just going to repeat the cycle. So you can either choose to do better in this marriage, or you can go to a next one, which I do not recommend, and just continue to repeat and recycle. The choice is yours. Again, if you need help, message me. If not, do what you need to do to not stress out your wife. God bless, and I love you.